My name is Dwayne Duke. I'm coming all the way from Cleveland, Ohio! You people got out too, I see. All right, great. I was born and raised in Cleveland. Do we have any sports fans here? This area of the room. What, just one woman? Okay, great. This joke's for you, ma'am. I'm not a big sports fan, but my basketball team is doing pretty good right now. They've got a slogan back home that says "All In." I was walking downtown the other day. I saw a woman with a T-shirt on that said "All In" with 6 dirty kids behind her. I was like, "It's okay. You can let one pull out." I'm gonna set my beer down. I don't want to spill it. I just moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, because I was sick of having money in my bank account. I was like, well, that'll solve that problem, right? I had 2 options when I was moving to Las Vegas. I could sell my car and just fly across the country. And guys, I'm doing so well as a comic that I can afford my very own 1997 Nissan Sentra. So if you want to get some of this after the show, all right. Or I could drive through all the states I had a hate crime last year, and that's the one I picked. Right. And as I pulled into St. Louis, Missouri, I was like, this is God's country. The sun was hitting that arch just right. I had great food, great beer. I hung out with amazing people all day long, and I was like, this is an amazing place. But around 4 o'clock, I looked out the window, and I saw the sun was going down just a little bit, and I was like, well, I guess I need to get my black ass out of here. Well, because I promised my mother I would become a hashtag this year, so... Told you to loosen up, guys. Like Krista mentioned, I just got back from 5 months in the Bahamas working for a cruise line. I came back with the best farmer's tan ever. And that's great, because no one in my family's been farming for like 5 generations. So... Told that joke on the ship one night. This woman got super fit. I was like, if that joke offends you, go home and let Django Unchained. How about that? God, I love South Carolina. On the ship, I hosted all kinds of activities. My favorite hosted beanbag tournaments went like this. All right, guys, in just a few minutes, we're a beanbag tournament coming up on the Lido deck. If you guys want to give me all some beanbag, come and meet me on the Lido stage. Remember, guys, at 1 o'clock, it's time to cornhole with Dwayne. My crew started came up to me because I know what you're saying, stop it, their kids are. I was like, yeah, but their dads are lining up for it. Turned down for what? I got banned from bingo because of the one joke. It's not even my fault. I was on stage picking balls, too easy, and it came up I-17. I was like, I-17, I-1 and 7. Remember, fellas, if she says I-17, put her back. So. Woman right down front laughs hard, her teeth fell out. I ran the comedy club. That was my main job. I loved doing that. One night, and they taught us to be nice to our guests, to give them compliments, make sure they have the greatest experience they possibly can. One night I was a little drunk, I was fucked up, and I looked out at the audience, I said the first nice thing that came to my mind, which of course was nice tits, and that guy was pissed. Not nearly as mad as his wife was when she realized I wasn't talking to her, So now I live in Vegas. I found this amazing apartment online. It's called the Seagull Suites. It's at the corner of Meth and Death. Like it looked like an adorable place to live, but then I got there and I was like, well, this is a really cute place to die. So, at least they know where to find my body. God, you guys, I'm still a tourist in Vegas. I'm doing tons of touristy things. It's so much fun. A couple weekends ago, I was like, hey, you know what? Let's go out for a classy meal. So we went to the Hooters. I'm Midwestern, and they must have smelled the gay on me because they gave me the pregnant one, right? He ain't here for titties, he just wants some wings, guys. My very first night in Vegas, I went out with my friend that lives there, and we went to dinner. We went to like this super classy restaurant on the strip. You guys heard of it? The Outback Steakhouse. You guys ever heard of that? I don't know. I don't want to presume on your lives out here in Buffalo. We're at the Outback Steakhouse, we go downstairs, and we step out the front door, this guy just hops out and goes, hey man, wanna see some titties? I was like, no, not really. I just had ribs. Ribs and titties don't go together, not in my world, not anymore, right? He goes, come on, it's $33, I put you in a limo, we send you to a strip club. So I was like, well sweet, I haven't been in a limo in forever, let's do that. They put me in this limo, they sent me to the strip club called Treasures, and let me tell you, the women there were not treasures. They're more like fool's gold. This one Eastern European sluts on over to me, pulls just the one breast out, leans down, she goes, $150, I'll take you upstairs, you see a dog. And I was like, no thank you. My boyfriend's in the bathroom. She goes, oh, thank God. Puts her tit up, lets her gut out, fart a little bit. It was so weird. Like, I had the weirdest boner after that. I was like, get back here, $600, give me in. Once they figured out I was one of the mo's, they stopped serving me. So I had to go to the bar to get my own watered down drink, and that was just the best. Behind the bar, there's this big ass sign that says, prostitution is illegal. But I think that's the same as employees must wash hands. You know. It's posted, but doesn't mean a damn thing. Right, guys? Sorry. This is a pretty fun night for me. It's the first night of our tour, but I'm celebrating because right before the show, I found out a friend of mine got engaged. She posted pictures on Facebook. She was like, oh my God, you guys. He took me to Olive Garden. He got down on one knee. Hashtag breadsticks. So, our love is as endless as a soup and salad. I remember their very first day, she texted me afterwards, she goes, you know, he wasn't that fun, but he paid for dinner, so I gave him a hand job in the car. I was like, a hand job? What are you, 13? Get your head in the game, come on now. So I'm single. Yeah, I'm dating online because I'm from the 21st century. Social skills are for assholes, right? My favorite is Grindr. It's so efficient. It's like Grubhub for dick. 35 minutes, I can get satisfied if I'm willing to lower my standards for just enough, right? All right. Too far in here? Okay, Buffalo. These are a good town. I came here. I did the most traditional thing to do when you come to Buffalo. I stood outside of the Greyhound bus station and just wondered where the fuck my life went wrong that brought me here. I was like, man, you are using that college degree, aren't you? Look at you, you're a winner. Some Amish pulled up and I was like, cheaters, right? So, they say you're no one until you have haters. I officially have my first hater. She calls herself my student loan officer, but that bitch just hating rice. Here's a stupid joke I love telling right now. I like to spend my weekdays with my really slutty friend. I call it Tuesdays with Hori. Okay, you guys read, good. Did that joke the other day at college, no one got it. I was like, well, good for us. This is kind of exciting. I'm super excited about this tour. When Kristen called me about this and she was like, hey, do you want to go on the road with us? I was like, yes. And then she told me where we're going and I was like, fuck. Guys, I'm in the middle of a 6-week run. The last week of this tour, we have 3 days in Alabama where I'm going to be playing a little game of hide and seek with the KKK. We're taking a tour bus and to piss my ancestors off, I'm going to sit in the back. My mom hates that show. Actually, the day the tour ends, I get to fly back to Ohio to go to my high school reunion. It's my 10-year high school reunion. Yeah, I thought I'd be dead by now too, right? So, I'm super excited to go back and let them know that I earned the nickname they gave me my very first day of school. You know, cocksucker. Yeah, you gotta put some hours on your knees to earn a name like that, right, ladies? All right, wrong crowd. Fellas. Where are my drinkers at? Is drinkers? Yeah. You're way too proud of that, sir. Go to rehab? All right. I'm a big drinker. My drink of choice is Budweiser because I believe in quantity over quality. Right? I like it. Oh, man. I'm trying to get sponsored by Budweiser. I'm excited. This summer, they're changing the name of their beer to America. Oh. Like, that's like jerking off a bald eagle. Tastes like shit, but God damn it, you're an American. That joke is tasteless. At first, right? I'm trying to date a little bit more now. Last year I had a couple boyfriends. They weren't mine, but I had them. I had this one guy I call when his wife's out of town. He's my favorite. Yeah, he doesn't pay for shit, but he likes me to come over. One day I was at his house and the door comes flying open. This woman comes screaming and she goes, "What are you doing? That's my husband." I was like, "I'm busy." And your curtains are ugly. Yeah, I had to jump out the window after that one. That's fine. I'm dating a little bit. I don't mean to brag, but I went on a date the other night, because I needed dinner. We learned that trick too, early on. I'm sitting there across from this guy with these crystal blue eyes looking at a woman. I was like, "You could only be this boring if you're a serial killer." "How do you do it? Do you use a gun?" "No, that would be really loud, draw tons of attention." "Do you use a knife?" "No, that would leave tons of forensic evidence. I watch CSI." "I bet it's poison." "Why does my chicken taste weird?" It's the end of our date. He's walking me back to my place, and he leans in for that telltale good night kiss, and I just pepper sprayed him and screamed, "I don't want to die!" I don't know why he hasn't called me back. You guys are a good time. I do have to sort of wrap this up because we got a big show for you guys. Are you ready for all this tonight? So much. But even more than that, I had some of your buffalo wings, so I have to go take a massive shit. They were greasy and delicious, and I'm going to have more because I'm an asshole, and that's what you do. Oh, I didn't want to go back in the hole. All right. Had this problem before. Just push and pray, right, guys? Oh, that's too far. That is not fair. Guys, I'm so excited about this. Like, I love doing stand-up. I do this like every night of the week. And usually, right down front at most comedy clubs, there's a straight couple right about here. They missed it tonight. And there's a man and woman. The guy gets him over, like puffs his chest out, wraps his arm around his woman. Because in his world, he's so attractive, I'm gonna forget how to be a person. Leap off stage and drag him back to my lair because princess needs dick. While that's true, I don't sleep with straight guys anymore, Jay. Once in college, it was an experiment for him. Because I knew. And I remember the next morning, he's in my bed looking up at me. He's like, "What does this mean? Is this a relationship? Are we in love?" And I put the one hand on his head, looked him deep in his eyes, and said, "Why are you still here?" Your portion of this program made it hours ago. Call me if you get the Heisman. So, for legal reasons, I can't say we went to college. Florida. Oh, what is in my throat twice a week for 4 years, right? You guys remember that gay guy came out as a football player a couple years ago? Yeah. That's how I found out I was a gold digger, because I was like, sweet, I'm gonna come up, right? And then he went to the Rams, and I was like, well, I can't suck dick for a shitty team. Got some self-respect. I love doing this. I spend a lot of time in the South because I really don't take my personal safety into account when booking shows. Case in point, 3 days in Alabama. Thank you, Kristen. Hey, after that, the next day she texts me. She goes, "Hey, there's another show added to the tour." And I was like, "Sweet, where?" She goes, "Oxford, Mississippi." So this will be the last time you ever see my black ass. I was driving back from Florida recently, coming up I-75 because that's the way to get back to Ohio. And coming from Georgia, found out there's this new chain of gas stations called The Plantation, because they're back. Don't worry, guys, those prices so low you can't whip them. That joke hurts me more than hurts all of you. Doing this, I put a lot of miles in cars. Last year, my car was in the shop. I was in this rental car, this brand new 2015. I can't afford it. I was like, I look like such a drug dealer behind the wheel of this thing. I'm going to go to jail, and I can't handle that. I'm not ready for my own civil rights moment. I am no one's Rosa Parks. And there I am on the highway going, this is it, this is your moment. I hope you called your mama, told you you loved her. And as I thought that, my guardian angel was looking over my shoulder. In my rear view appeared a convertible for black guys. I was like, cool, these guys will take the hit. Now, that is mostly a joke. But South Carolina, so fingers crossed. And sure enough, half a mile down the road, they got pulled over because 4 of a kind always beats a queen.